Everybody in Rugby League passes on their congratulations for game 307 to you, Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. Chelsea on hand with the children, Zali, Harper and Hudson as well. He's got a bandage on the head, just like Dad has throughout so many of those games. Blocker, this is a wonderful scene.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Warren, Cooper and Jake. Look, I've got great admiration for Jared. As good as he is on the field, Jared's value is at training, teaching young forwards how to become professionals. He stood the test of time, still going hard as ever, and that takes a special person. Well done, Jared.
What a season it has been for him. In round 3, he brought up his 300th NRL game, a big win over Souths. In round 10, his 300th game for the Roosters, a big win over the Warriors. And here he is, here today in game 307. There really is a fever pitch here at Allianz Stadium. It's the Roosters and the Dragons for the second time in 2024. And Molo is met there by, yes, Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, as the script writers would have had it. What an impact to begin this one. You'd expect no less. On an occasion like this, Suli is there, stopped by Collins. The Dragons at their own 20. There's the impact. Front rower on front rower.
Yeah, why did we sound surprised? I knew straight away if someone runs straight at him, it's got to be on straight away.
He is there again once more. It's on Molo as well as the Dragons head out to hunt for a clearing kick. They'll catch their breath, the big boys, as Daniel Tupou will work it forward here for the Roosters. Sun shining, ball comes free, and it will be a mistake by the left winger, and the Dragons will get the first real scoring chance of the game.
Well, boys, there is some intensity in this contest start early. First, it was Jared Waerea-Hargreaves with a shot off the kickoff, and then the Dragons' middle respond by getting into Daniel Tupou, so it is absolutely game on.
The Dragons with a lot to make up for, given that they went down here on Anzac Day, 60 points to 18. See if they can score first and build some confidence, raise the memory of what happened here on the 25th of April. Hunt puts it back on the inside for DeBellin. Just outside the Roosters 30. This from Little through Eisenhuth and away to Francis Molo once again. With Keary there involved in the tackle. They're at the edge of the red zone. Comes back here to Flanagan. Now Hunt gives it on to Luciano Leilua. An inclusion for Raymond Faitala-Mariner, who's out of the game with back spasms for the Dragons. Now DeBellin runs there towards Watson. They're just outside the 10. Comes to Flanagan. There is Molo headed towards Angus Crichton, what form he has been in for both the Roosters and New South Wales. Last tackle here. It's Hunter will kick across the face of the uprights. Sloan is there. They all flew for it. It fell for the Dragons. They'll be held up, though, as Flanagan can't spin to put the ball down.
Yeah, just a little bit of a juggle there at the end of it. Gee, he did well too there. Dominic Young to hold the man up. They got the first grab. They put the ball right on the top there of Walker. And there's the fumble. But look at the Roosters arrive to stop the try. Come on.
Eisenhuth here will work it towards the uprights. Little looking to his left-hand side. The Dragons really favouring the right-hand side here. They've loaded up the numbers on that edge. Molo, about 3 metres out. We'll play it for Little as it comes to Hunt. Holds it up, gives it to Flanagan. And a delayed ball on his left-hand side. Moses Suli, who was concussed in the opening play of the game on Anzac Day at this venue. Comes back to Flanagan. Comes towards Collins. Waerea-Hargreaves over the top there. And the Dragons with one more play. DeBellin here at first receiver. Moves it on to Hunt. The kick Might be too deep. Tupou was there. He couldn't grab it. Knocked backwards. Tedesco scrambling to bring it back to the field of play, and he's managed to do so.
It's absolutely clear this afternoon the Dragons are targeting Sam Walker. Luciano Leilua has a bullseye and target on the young halfback, and they're moving a lot of their ball to the left-hand side attack for the Dragons.
As the Roosters work it away, we go downstairs for the first time to Jake Dew.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. A famous afternoon for the Roosters club, and thankfully the rain is holding off at the moment after what's been a wet day here in Sydney. But nothing can dampen the spirits of the 20,000 plus fans who are here to celebrate Jared Waerea-Hargreaves as we see him take a charge into the line and the 1974 and 75 premierships. But the Dragons, they are here to spoil the party, and as Shane Flanagan and Zach Lomax said in the pre-game, that Anzac Day flogging is still very much in the front of their minds.
Kick here down to Zach Lomax. Keary was taken after the kick there by Tom Eisenhuth, but he was back on the ground, and a wrapping tackle by the Dragons lock forward. Down on this left-hand side, they'll play it just outside their 20. Side still, Jack Bird making his return in New South Wales Cup today from the ankle problem he's been plagued by in recent times. Tuipulotu once again. Met there by Sam Walker. Had some help on the outside there from Tili Tupanua, playing at right centre today, given the injuries and suspensions they have to all their centre options. Tedesco will bring it back. There by Molo. And also Jaden Sewer, and will play it 15 short. In fact, they'll get a penalty on their own side of halfway.
You've got to be so good on Tedesco at the back, still playing at his best. For bulk meters last week, there's a high shot there, just over the top, around the neck. Be an easy walk into the attacking zone now for the Roosters for really the first time in the match. They've been under pressure, defended well on their goal line. Now they get a chance to attack.
Not quite 6 minutes gone. Crowd still building here as they are filing in at kickoff at Allianz Stadium. His gold number 8 on the back of the famous tricolored jersey. It's Waerea-Hargreaves playing it at the 30. Walker back on the inside there for Collins. Keary out on the left-hand side. They're fairly flat there. That's where they'll head, though. Goes to Watson, shows it to Waerea-Hargreaves, takes it to the line himself within 10. And they're midway through this set. Keary now at first receiver. Goes to Jared, who takes them on. He gets to the line. He'll be stopped there as he ended up on his back on top of the try line itself. Here's Walker, rubbering, a chance. Radley reaches out. Walker, once again, that magical left boot rolls in the grubber. Radley pounces, and the Roosters have first points.
Sam Walker with his 19th try assist for the season. If we go back to Anzac Day, it was a game of chess between Walker and Sloan. The kicking game of Sam Walker has been outstanding this year. This is the play earlier. Hargreaves goes very, very close, but then it's Sam Walker up against Tyrell Sloan. Finds him in the back of the field. Harvey Norman replay, and Victor Radley scores.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we underestimate the run of Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. Back on the inside, just shorten the defensive line up. Walker with the grubber kick in and behind, perfectly weighted. Geez, good at it. Plenty of try assists this season already. That's his 19th. But the run from Jared under the post, he picked out the fullback Sloan and just made a beeline for him straight away. 4 involved in the tackle, shortened the line up. Roosters first to score.
Well, Sam Walker, who was in dynamic form here on Anzac Day, up a massive total. Now their first real chance inside the 20. Supplies the grubber for Radley to score and adds 2 more points where they'd gone. On this famous occasion, it is the Roosters who lead the Dragons 6 points to 0.
Sam Walker had 2 try assists and a try on Anzac Day, one of the best individual performances of the season. And Shane Flanagan said in the pre-game that they're not going to let him have that much time here today. They're going to let him know that they are there because he had a field day with them on Anzac Day. But right there, he makes his assignment. The Dragons aren't there to pressure him, puts in a good kick, and Victor Radley scores the first one here, and the crowd goes absolutely berserk as it continues to grow.
What a season he is having. Sam Walker. No doubt about the number 7 the Roosters in 2024 after he had to work to find his way back into the top grade last season. Waerea-Hargreaves will play it. Just inside the 20 as it comes from Brandon Smith. Dominic Young. A very handy pickup from the Newcastle Knights. Continued his try-scoring ways, coming in to today with 12 tries from 12 games played as a Sydney Rooster. Strong carry here by Smith, ripping and tearing. It's Walker showing it, steps away from Leilua, fires a long ball across the face of the attacking line to Lindsay Collins. He'll play it back in Dragons territory. Smith for Keary. Comes to Angus Crichton. These are massive metres. They're set after points. Still with 2 tackles to play with here. And Smith sends it back on the inside forward to Desco. There was a Rooster there taken on suspicion. In fact, it was Brandon Smith who was cleaned up after the pass.
Yeah, a couple of good runs there from Brandon Smith. Just after the score had been completed by the Roosters to open the scoring. There's the shot in the back there. Cheap shot. He'll be straight up. Won't worry, Smith. A couple of good runs in that set. They get the penalty. They'll have the shot at goal here.
Yeah, big powerful set from the Roosters. Brandon Smith with a couple of charges. Sam Walker shifts the ball out. And the Dragons are emotionally fired up off the back of Anzac Day and trying to take on Jared Waerea-Hargreaves and the motion the Roosters have. This is a good performance from the Roosters to start this game.
They're in such form at the moment, coming off a 40 points to 6 win against the Tigers right here last weekend. They've won 3 on the trot. After they were 7-6 at one stage as far as their win-loss record was concerned. A bit of a slow start, having only won 3 of their first 7, but they found top gear in recent times. And when you consider today without Joseph Manu, Joseph Swali'i, Junior Pounger also out through suspension as one of the options for an outside back. They can stay fit and healthy and avoid suspension from here on. There is Joseph Swali'i. Be back on deck for their blockbuster in 2 weeks' time against the Melbourne Storm. The penalty goal kicked by Walker. It's 8 points to 0. The Roosters doing it nicely at the moment. Everybody looks nice and calm up there in the Roosters box. No urgent messages on the microphone. Once again poised in front of Trent Robinson. Zach Lomax gets us back underway, kicks it down to Young, and here is Waerea-Hargreaves. Looks to the meat of the Dragons' defensive line. They stop him there through Molo and also Leilua. De Bellin involved as well. Now Young, it's an arm free. It's out the back to Watson. Collins, always thereabouts.
He's done that a couple of times early in the game. Dominic Young coming in to take the pressure off his forwards and able to stand in tackles and offload the footy.
Shot. Jaden Sewer on Angus Crichton.
Tedesco here at the halfway line. Off the back of that impact, you heard the noise that drew from the crowd. Smith comes across to Waerea-Hargreaves. One-on-one there with Leilua. He did well. Stop the 35-year-old veteran right there. Smith to Walker down the short side. Keary chasing through, trying to make a contest of it with Sloan. The kick just a bit too big there for the chasers coming through, and Radley and also Keary. Tuapolotu is met by Waerea-Hargreaves. What a shot! He's out of the line. He looks at Leilua as well and says, I've got your number and I'm coming for you too.
Well, I reckon we're going to have a highlights package early in this game at half-time. We should be able to show some of the big hits. Victor Radley's pulled off a couple of beauties. Waerea-Hargreaves with a couple. It should take up a bulk of the half-time speaking.
There's Eisenhuth. Stoppage. Ball comes out the back. It's Tuapolotu once again. And he'll play it here just inside the 20. 4 tackles gone for the Dragons. Did a couple of good runs here. It's Molo. They'll be kicking from deep inside their own territory as Little finds Hunt from inside the 30. Tupou was deep, so was Tedesco, stationed inside his own 20. Brings it back, he's got support there, throws a dummy. Sewer under pressure. Able to grab him by the collar and drag him to ground, but only just. Here's Jennings. In the side, he's had hamstring troubles this season. Feeling the breach here today. Players missing as Walker. Inside there for Watson. Good shoulder tackle made by Molo as Eisenhuth wraps him up as well. Brandon Smith for Walker. We'll turn it on the inside there for Radley. Back in behind the play. The ball gets a quick one away as it comes to Keary. We'll go to the left-hand side. Crichton taking on Ben Hunt. Some help there from Theoday, and they'll wrap him up inside the 10. Smith on the last. He grubbers. Jennings is there. Lomax shovels it dead.
That's quite clever from Brandon Smith because both Keary and Walker on the open side, and Sloan had travelled over the open side for the last tackle play. Shows to the open, comes back short side. Nice delicate kick there from Brandon Smith. He's had a good, strong start to this game.
Dragons under pressure here once again, already trailing 8 points to 0. Ben Hunt will go short. Will it break the plane? It will be the Roosters' ball here for a moment. I thought the touch judge was going to say it did break the plane. It didn't, but without, of course, the penalty going the 10 in 2024. It's a play the ball there as Tupanua comes infield. Big body playing it right centre today for the Roosters. Smith. Keary now floating underneath is Collins. Waerea-Hargreaves lurking on this right-hand side. Wants a carry here. They'll go instead to Watson. It's Walker. Tupanua runs towards Suli. It takes him to ground only a couple of metres away. 3 plays gone. Walker will juggle there off the fingertips. Watson skipping as he runs towards Jack de Belin. They'll take him to ground in front of the uprights. Bit of depth on that left-hand side. Keary gets a turn now. Heads out towards Tedesco. He was taken down after the pass. Again, it was Jaden Sewer who made the contact there. No whistle this time from Ashley Clyde. Comes back to Keary. He'll kick out wide for Dominic Young. Up against Tuapolotu. He had the ball for a moment there, Young. He just couldn't maintain a grip on it. And the Dragons get it through Tuapolotu.
Well, you've got to give the Dragons some sort of rap there. They're under the pump, behind 8 points to 0. All the football and all the way going to the Roosters. And somehow they hang on.
There's a big tackle. Sam Walker inspired by Jared Waerea-Hargreaves up there. Putting his shoulder to the tackle along with Tupanua. Lomax in for a carry as Little off here. Lord is there. He'll play it on the last once again. And Ben Hunt under more pressure. Kick from inside the 30. Waerea-Hargreaves called offside, so he drops off on the effort. Once more they find Tedesco here on the full. Towards Flanagan. They played here just outside the 30. They lead 8 points to 0, and they are dominating field position at the moment, the Roosters. It's Young to play it. Big height advantage over Tuapolotu, doesn't he? Short odds to come down with the ball on that kick from Keary. The previous foray inside the 20. Jared will play it here. It comes from Smith, Watson to Tedesco on the inside, Collins on the outside, eventually takes it inside the 30. Here's the last. Keary will kick to the left wing this time. Tupou is out there, so is Tedesco. Beating them to the punch though. Good catch made by Terrell Sloan.
Yeah, he's under all sorts of pressure too. Timing his run to perfection there. There's a high shot, some aggressive defence from both sides early in the game. Well done from Sloan to take that ball. He's under all sorts of pressure from Tedesco.
Well, it wouldn't be Jared Waerea-Hargreaves' milestone game without him coming out of the line and collecting somebody just a little bit high.
We just might have to have another look at this, Warren, because Hargreaves has been on fire to start this game, and has he missed his target?
With the force he comes out of the line. Well, this is part of the script today. It was probably written in the stars all the way back in game 1 for the Roosters in 2010. And as he breaks the record,
go stand over there. Go stand
he comes out of the line, collects a ball carrier high.
I didn't swing him, Ashley.
That's not 10. That's not 10.
It's not 10 actually.
Yeah, what's happened there, we've run out of the line, there's a level of high force there, so it's on report and it's in the bin.
And on the occasion of breaking the all-time club record for most games played, Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, yes, goes to the sin bin.
Well, I can't believe that. It was more shoulder. He wrapped his arms, might have went a little bit high, off balance, comes up out of the line. I don't know about that.
Blocky, I think it's a bit of aggression. Got him high. There's no swinging arm there, but contact is to the head. And Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, 2 script in a milestone game. He's going to sit in the dressing room for 10 minutes.
I'm too compassionate. Let him go.
You've known him for too long. The Dragons here will have it from the 20. So the Roosters down to 12. What price was Jared to get a sin binning today? He would have been short odds.
Very short odds. He was fine line to start this game, pulled off some big hits, but that one went too far and has put his team under pressure.
Bring it back here, a real chance for the Dragons to just catch their breath, stem the flow and get themselves back into this game. As Flanagan, short ball there from Leilua, out to Tuipulotu. Flanagan back on the inside. Dominic Young is there to grab the intercept and save the moment for the Roosters.
Great short side play there from Leilua. He had the numbers advantage and threw a beautiful pass to Tuipulotu. That's good skill from the back rower. But he needs to ice this Tuipulotu because the Dragons need a little bit of help. Hargreaves and sin bin, they need to capitalise this next 10-minute period.
Jennings, work it up here midfield. Anna Smith gets to dummy half. A couple of plays remaining in this set. It's Bradley who runs towards Flanagan. Just on their own side of halfway when Keary gets the chance to kick. We'll head out towards Zach Lomax, looking up into the sun. It was great to see it here after all the rain we've had in New South Wales and the other parts of Australia on the East Coast. Just been pouring down again throughout the weekend. Fiona with the carry. 15 short of the halfway line. Sloan comes to Aiden Sewell, runs towards Jennings. Aiming at dummy, or rather at first receiver. And Sloan gets to dummy half now and will be the playmaker who shows it. Comes to Flanagan. And his left edge once again. Sewell try and work the Roosters forwards from sideline to sideline to see if they can find a bit of space through the middle with Waerea-Hargreaves missing. Collins this time comes up very quickly. He took Blake Laurie on suspicion. It'll be a Dragons penalty again.
This is good football here from the Dragons, shifting the ball around, making the middle forwards of the Roosters move, and then just playing straight through them. That's how the penalty came from Collins.
Yeah, a little bit of quick play the ball's there. That's a licence for Jacob Little just to run out of dummy half. First time that he's done it now. The Roosters are man down.
Huth here standing in the tackle of Walker. Quick play the ball. Hunt showing it. Takes them on himself. Good tackle there, one-on-one made by Collins. Set restart though. More pressure on the Roosters. Sloan looking for the one-man advantage. Sewer stopped there by Crichton. 2 plays gone in this restarted set. Comes back to Hunt. Blake Laurie as he runs towards Keary. The Roosters hanging on for the moment. Down to 12 men. Little, Hunt, Sloan thereabouts. Ball pass there, it comes through Eisenhuth. Now Flanagan kicks, nobody knew the kick was coming. It will easily trickle beyond the dead ball line. A pained expression on the face of his father and coach.
Yeah, it was an ordinary kick there from the 5'8". No one really chasing through, they were too deep. There was a penalty for a Shepherd by the look of it.
Yeah, so Dom Young taking a quick tap, and Tuipulotu ran through, and Dom Young took the advantage by running around. So Flanagan with a poor 7-tackle set, just giving the ball back to the Dragons. Here it is here. Now this is crunch time for the Dragons. I think they need to score points in this period while Hargreaves is off. And if I'm Ben Hunt or Kyle Flanagan, I'm going to Luciano Leilua here on the left-hand side. The matchup with Sam Walker and Tuipulotu in the centres is where I'd be going.
So there's still plenty of time while the milestone man is in the sin bin as it comes through the Bellin. And look it towards the uprights. Eisenhuth will play it there. He's going to Hunt into the left-hand side. Here's Flanagan once again. Hangs onto it this time. He's taken the ground pretty comfortably there. Tackle made by Radler. Hunt once again. Finds DeBellin. Very flat on that right-hand side. Sloan, though, with his speed, causes an issue. One-on-one tackle from Crichton. Again, a set restart for Crichton, hanging on too long. Roosters at the moment keeping the Dragons scoreless by a fingernail. It's Sewer who will spin here. Taken to ground within reach of the try line. Little. Feed it back to Hunt. Passes Eisenhuth. DeBellin. Here's Flanagan. Leilua holds it up. There was nobody there. He thought Sloan was sweeping around the back. There was a knock on by the Dragons, but the Roosters will be penalised again for being offside on their own line, and surely there'll be an official warning here from Ashley Klein.
Yeah, of course. At the moment, we've got a number of 6 against here. So Lindsay, Angus Crichton not releasing when he gets his nose through. Sam Walker 2 metres offside and Lindsay offside.
A little bit nervous getting off the line, trying to put pressure on Leilua. He's the man that can offload the football. Got to score in this set.
Well, it's Laurie. It's hard to break the red, white and blue steel curtain here early in this game, despite being a man down. A&A charging hard, met there by Keary, who works him over. Could have easily given away another set restart there. There's Hunt to Weisenhuth. On thin ice with the referee. And now Little has been ruled to have knocked it on in the Eisenhuth play the ball. And what a let-off that is for the Roosters.
Well, you've got to say, they do struggle at score, don't they, the Saints? If you have a look at last week when they played the Dolphins, low-scoring first half, had a lot of football here, just haven't been good enough to get across the strike. Got to pay tribute there to the Roosters' defence. They were under the pump.
Yeah, way too sideways the Dragons attack, trying to go round them with Hargreaves off the field. And Shane Flanagan very disappointed with the attacking sequence the last couple of minutes, but they needed short passes going through the Roosters as opposed to going around them.
Let's go. Let's go.
So inside 4 minutes, and they're down to 12 men. Daniel Tupou off the scrum win. Played here inside the Roosters 20. Dummy half, working it to this right-hand side. Change made by Trent Robinson. Terrell May out there now. Either Spencer Leniu on the field in the middle for the Roosters. Here is Watson. Shows on the left-hand side. He'll take it to the halfway line. And Smith waits, finds Keary, goes to Crichton, bounces off the tackle there of Sewer. Doing this for the Roosters and for New South Wales. He'll stay on his feet here. Tedesco pushing up through the middle. They'll go to Keary, though, for the kick towards Lomax. He'll leave it for Sloan, though, who leaves the ground. They'll drive him back inside the 10. And the Dragons under pressure here again to work it away without incident.
Yeah, he's been good at the back there for the Dragons so far. Sloan under the high ball. Been put under plenty of pressure early in this game. He's taken a couple of pearlers under pressure.
Flanagan waits for the Tupou to play the ball. And back here to Moses Suli, who'll play a 20 short on the halfway line. Blake Laurie will carry there. On the front foot towards the back end of this set. Hunt will kick around about the halfway line. Well, they've been under pressure on those previous sets from deep inside their own territory. This time they make Tedesco make the catch inside his own 10. And the Roosters, skipper and fullback, brings it back to play it just short of the 30. Tupou spinning and stepping his way back towards the red stripe as Tedesco looks towards the referee. He just had a feeling that they were offside through the middle there, and he worked towards them to force the issue from Ashley Klein, and they'll get a chance here on the attack, and they'll use up most of the time remaining without Jared Waerea-Hargreaves.
What about that from the skipper at the back there? Tedesco having a run, just pointing out the Saints players were offside. Gets the penalty. How many times do you see it? Opposition has all the pressure on your goal line. Then you see the Roosters now in the attacking zone. Wouldn't surprise me if they come away with points here.
May playing it there, just outside the 20. It's Walker. Andrew Radley back on the inside. Brandon Smith waiting at dummy half. Watson is outside. Eventually he finds Keary. A miscommunication there between the dummy half and the playmaker, while Crichton takes them to a spot inside the 10. Gives them a long right-hand side. Keary out the back for Walker. Radley to Desco. Young only has to beat the tackle, and he does. Dominic Young, 13 tries in 13 games as a Rooster, and they make it 12 points to nil.
Well, that's why they're so good, the Roosters, under all sorts of pressure. A man down on their goal line, had to defend 3 or 4 sets. I reckon Tedesco could have scored himself here. Would have sliced straight in between. Opts to pass the ball on the outside to Young. Young goes over the stripe. It's his 11th try of the season. What a finisher he is. Great at the back end of the field, but he can finish at the other end.
Been a poor period of time for the Dragons because they had 6 straight sets of 6, trying to score with the man advantage. The Roosters defended well. They get the ball down the other end, and it's a poor defensive set there from the Dragons. To have the number advantage, it allowed Dom Young to score in the corner. Shane Flanagan would be filthy with his team's last 10-minute period as JWH gets back on the field.
Spencer Leniu coming on too. Look out. Is that him? 15? No, he's in 17 today. So Tyrell May has been on for a few minutes.
Yeah, a bit of a switch there in jerseys between May and also Leniu, but Dominic Young,
alike, don't they?
number 5, well, he can find the line, and this man can bend the line. Spencer Leniu out there now, inside 13 minutes remaining in this first half. That's all the Roosters again, as it was here on Anzac Day back in round 8. Walker. Great season with the boot, isn't he? Kicking up towards 90%. Here we are, round 18. Just outside the 20, up against the sideline. Strike is a good one. The touch judges barely move. 2 tries, a penalty goal, a couple of conversions. It adds up to a 14-0 lead for the Roosters over the Dragons.
The Roosters survive that period with Jared Waerea-Hargreaves in the sin bin, concede no points and then go down the other end. And James Tedesco, their skipper, chimes in, finds Dom Young, who has been scoring tries for fun here at Allianz Stadium. That's 7 tries in his past 5 games here at the Roosters' home ground, with at least 1 in each. He's 3rd in the try-scoring ranks this season, a competition-high 22 line breaks, and now 4 tries in 3 games against the Dragons. He gets another one for the Roosters.
And here is Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. 10-minute spell. He'll be fresh and ready to go again. They stop him here inside the 20. Give in the surface, given all the rain we've had in Sydney during this week once again. And the try scorer, Dom Young. Play it here just outside the 20. Mr. Radley now. Works it up there to be stopped by Blake Laurie and also Kyle Flanagan. And Leniu shot into it. Runs towards Couchman, who's out there now for the Dragons. Almost goes over the top of him. Off the back of that, May is free striding. Taken down by Sewer. Very quick play the ball. Walker puts it up. Pressure here on Sloane. They're all there, Tupou and Watson. They just couldn't quite get to the ball in time. Another good grab made by Tyrell Sloane. But now the Dragons, playing 13, will get ambushed by the Roosters.
Well, the great thing about the Roosters is their bench players too. They don't lose any momentum. Once they take their starting players off in the forwards, you've got the likes of Leniu and May. Those sort of guys can come on, keep the momentum going. That was a great set from them.
In the line there, looking off the back of what Spencer Leniu did. May's carry was a beauty as well. 100 metres off the restart. The try scored by Young. Hunt again, kicking from 25 metres out from his own line. Tedesco taking no chances here. Lays it off the boot. Brings it back midfield. And they'll roll up their sleeves and go to work once again. A very important 11 minutes here remaining for the Dragons in this first half. Came into this game in 9th position on the ladder. 8 wins and 7 losses. There's another top 8 team, or Another top 8 contender. And they are trying to just stay with them until the break. May plays it there. It's Keary back on the inside for Tedesco. Just outside the 20. One more play here. Keary on that left-hand side will kick out towards Tupou. A contest here against Lomax. Lomax lets him make the catch. They'll wrap him up. A danger, though, that'll get those legs driving. And with that extendable arm of his, plant it down.
Yeah, not a bad place to keep the Dragons to. About 1.5 meters out from their own line. They are starting to get very tight around the middle of the ruck too.
Great carry made by Fionney. Went straight through the middle of the Roosters line. Brings it back to almost the 40. They need that and plenty more of it. Couchman will take it into Roosters territory. Only 2 tackles gone. What an opening to this set for St George Illawarra. Flanagan, just a Sully, nothing doing there. On towards Tupanua. Now Murdoch Masilla, Waerea-Hargreaves was out to meet him. You can hear the impact all the way up here in the commentary box. And now Flanagan comes to Hunt. Rubbers in behind the line. Sloane with his speed almost beats Tedesco, but he gets there. They'll force a goal line dropout though.
Gee, he had to get on his bike there. Tedesco, Sloane coming through. The little grubber kick in. The wing is up there.
Got a head clash
for the Roosters.
Oi!
That's great play from Tedesco to get himself there. There's a bit of a head clash here.
Oh boy, up there in the scalp line for Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. He's got the gold number 8 on today. He'll probably finish in bandages. We saw his son Hudson as the family greeted Jared as he left the tunnel to begin game 307. Well, maybe Hudson knew something because Dad might be in for a bandage himself. Here's Keary. He goes short. He goes very short. But it will be no more than a play the ball here for the Dragons at the 10. A bit of everything today, just as you would expect in game 307 for Jared Waerea-Hargreaves.
Bit of blood, bit of sin bin on report. He's done it all today in his milestone game. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves.
You would have been disappointed if you didn't get a little nick.
All we're missing is a try and a conversion. We have the full house. The Dragons on the attack. Murdoch Masilla here. Take it towards the uprights. Quick play the ball. Little on his right-hand side finds Blake Laurie, but they meet him. Jared is there, drags him to ground. Blood flowing. He looks like a Roosters version of Braveheart. It's Hunt. Comes across to Flanagan. Now it's Sully. Tupanua again. Scything tackle. Forces a mistake as well.
What a tackle. Cut him in half. Look at Jared to be saying, just leave the blood here, don't wrap me up. It's a great look.
Yeah, the Roosters have responded to the emotion of Jared Waerea-Hargreaves' milestone game. The intensity, look at the crowd, supporting the big Warriors who leaves the field. The intensity and the fast-moving defensive line that the Roosters have provided here this afternoon.
No, he's not even wiping it, look. He's leaving it, have a look at this. That's flowing.
Oh, all smiles as he made his way from the field there, and he got the standing ovation from the Roosters fans in that northwest corner of this modern Coliseum. He leaves the field, his team leading 14 points to 0. Certainly has played his part in building this handy buffer. What's in there at dummy half? From Brandon Smith for the moment. And Butcher is out there for the Roosters now as Young will play it. Walton throws a dummy to Butcher. And he pinches almost 15 valuable metres there. Radley finds Tedesco. Here is Keary. Almost confused there with Angus Crichton. So Keary out of the situation as far as a kick here. Walker comes across. Good heads-up play by the halfback. Not a high kick. Tumbling end over end down towards Sloane. Handed off for Lomax. Dragons again begin this set inside their 20. They've had their chances in this first half. The Roosters were enormous when they were down to just 12. Oh, that man was missing. It might be a couple of stitches as well. A little bit of everything today from Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. here. Walks it forward. Almost back at the halfway line as comes from Little. And now Silla runs towards Kieran. Good tackle there by the man who will retire at the end of 2024. Last play, it's Hunt. Who will kick? A wobbly one, awkward one here to handle for Tupou. Lomax coming through, the aerial specialist. It was touched by the Roosters. Play on, Fiona. It comes to Sloan. He threw a ball. It looked like that was knocked on.
Comes off the Roosters, forward first, and then off the Dragons. Knock on Roosters first.
It'll be Dragons possession, but what a chance there as Tupou was turned inside out and beaten by Lomax.
How good is Zach Lomax? The best in the competition when attacking the ball. The ball goes up, and they just got too risky here, the Dragons. They had the advantage. They went for it. But they will have a centre field scrum.
Just love the way they scramble there. Fiona, he's breaking tackles there. Tupou gets himself back there. Sloan tries to throw the miracle ball. They can't panic. Just got to work for these tries. If they can get over the stripe here, they need to score, and they need to score before half-time.
5 minutes left. Here is Surly busting through the tackle there of Victor Radley. You don't see that too many times. Little for Laurie, trying to burrow his way in. They've been here before without success. What have they got in this set? Flanagan, then Hunt plays in motion. Sewer, great tackle by Keary. Around the legs. Sewer might have been hurt here. Jennings was over the top, and the referee says there was high contact.
Yeah, it is their strength in the Dragons' attack, playing short to their big back rowers on the edge. This time it's Keary low, Jennings over the top. Yeah, penalty suffice there. I just think he'll be on report.
He's here. Jacob.
A concerned man for a moment, given we've already had the one sin binning. Stays on the field though, Jennings, as Couchman takes it towards the uprights. No Little. Finds Hunt. Put off Priscilla. Coming towards Watson. And that dummy half hooking roll for the Roosters. Set restart here, which has given away plenty on their own line in this first half. It's Hunt. Keary came rocketing out of the line to put pressure on him and forced him back on the inside where he's wrapped up by Butcher. Now Flanagan back underneath for Couchman. They get themselves sorted. A little shape on this left-hand side in particular. Hunt swinging in that direction. Little though, he had eyes only for the line. He dives in from dummy half. All the pressure eventually telling on the Roosters. And the Dragons have their first try.
Yeah, he does it well. They're expecting the ball to come out this left-hand side too. The right-hand defence, that's where they've been attacking. The Roosters, Little. Just have a look at the eyes there. Looking at the other way for the Roosters. It was a second row. Radley just was looking on the other side. Couldn't close the gap. Little notices it straight away. Just dives over at the other side of the ruck. And the Saints get themselves back in.
Yeah, they needed this, the Dragons, because 31 play the balls in the red zone so far in this half. They've been shifting the ball laterally left and right, really not threatening the Roosters' goal line defence. And it was Little then, just looked to the left-hand side. Victor Radley took his eyes off the dummy half and dove over from close range. Absolutely needed that, the Dragons.
They've had the better of possession, 53% of the ball to this point. They've completed 19 of 21. Ordinarily, you think you lead or it's a very tight game. It's taken them all the way until the 37th minute. Scored their first try of the game. But 31 tackles inside the 20. They finally cracked the Roosters here. Lomax. Everything's going with that catch he made to give them the possession at this end of the field. And they bank points as a result. 2 out from half-time. Jacob Little scores from dummy half. They were looking left, they were looking right. They forgot about the man who had the ball there. And Little just dives through the diving tackle of Nat Butcher.
Yeah, they needed that because as a half, when you have that much attacking possession, 31 play the balls in the red zone, you don't score points. You start losing confidence, start going to multiple options, and therefore the goal line defence starts to win. But very important try for the Dragons there.
Tedesco here will kick down towards Flanagan. bringing it back. The milestone man, Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, watching on from the bench. At the moment, after a little bit of attention up in the dressing rooms. He'll be back beyond half-time. After big wins in his 300th NRL game and Roosters game earlier this season, trying to make it a perfect 3 from 3. These occasions in 2024 as Slater works it back towards the halfway line. They have to do pretty quickly though. Wrong in the tackle from Watson, nor May, who's there again. There's the last for the Dragons. Good meters here. They're at the 40 of the Roosters. Once it is. A kick deep towards Tedesco. Lomax pouring through. Gets to the Roosters fullback. Couldn't wrap him up though. He beats a couple and brings it back beyond the 10. So hard to handle. Where he gets possession. There is Tupou.
That was good play there from the Roosters going to the short side because Lomax was caught in field. They summed it up pretty quickly, just couldn't go through the hands. They'd have been off and running down that left-hand side.
Now Butcher. And short of the halfway line. Inside the final 60 seconds as Walker comes across here to Crichton. Up there by Couchman. They've got one more. And Walker thinking about a 40-metre field goal. Didn't see that coming. They'll give the Dragons here 7 tackles from their 20, but only time for, well, maybe only as few as one play here from their own 20. They'll tap it, and Sloan will hand it off for Lomax. I guess worth a shot. We'll have time for one more here. The Roosters hanging on for an age there. Terrell May almost going to sleep on top of Zach Lomax. Don't care about giving away the set restart. And at half-time, on this big occasion for the Sydney Roosters club, they lead the Dragons on the Sunday ticket, 14 points to 6. Still scored a man short. The Dragons get us back underway. Lomax supplies the kick. It's Young with the catch. And Spencer Leniu at warp speed, bringing it back out here to be tackled just inside the 20. Good luck if you're a Dragon stopping him on carries like that. Dominic Young will play it just outside the 20 as Watson waits at dummy half. They're very flat here through the middle of the Roosters. Terrell May against the stagnant defensive line there. No line speed at all from the Dragons. Here he is, picking up 15 plus, and now Angus Crichton bursting through the tackle there of Blake Laurie. Roosters back in attack already. Now Butcher play it here. 35 away. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves on the bench at the moment, waiting for his next injection into the game. Kick down to Sloan, who makes the catch. Stopped there by Jennings and Keary. And a good opening set for the Roosters in this second half. Lomax, well handled. He'll be an absolute no-brainer for New South Wales in Game 3. The decider coming up just on 10 days' time. Dragons just outside their own 20. They'll play it here through Sully as they head back towards the halfway, and Couchman not much doing there. Solid stop by Watson, who's in the dummy half role at the moment, with Brandon Smith taking a seat. And Hunt's kick comes down to Tupou. Chance to wind up here. Looks at Little, finds the smallest man in that chase line, runs towards him as Wigginown stands to Jake Duke.
From half-time, Dragons coach Shane Flanagan proud of the way he stayed in the game and fought back. He wants them to throw the first punch here in the second half. For Roosters coach Trent Robinson, all about field position, gave the Dragons too much of it and conceded a cheap try at the end of that first half. Wants them to kick well into corners in this second half. But on Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, guys, 6 stitches he got at half-time, so a nice little scar to remember the occasion.
Again, the scriptwriters would have it no other way as Crichton works off Keary. Inside the 20, the Roosters go. It wasn't a dummy half last play here. Walker kicking beyond Tupanua. In fact, it's Sully who'll make the grab. And on the ground, he was stopped there by Radley, who's been left behind the play. Now he's okay for a moment. there might have been a moment. Vic Radley on the bike with those 6 stitches and that gash up in the scalp, and you saw the blood was pouring down the face of Mr. 307 today. The Dragons get a penalty. With a chance here to try and narrow this gap.
Well, Shane Flanagan said they wanted to throw the first punch coming out in the second half. They've been on the back foot defensively from the power running of the Roosters, but here is their opportunity here because they first haven't found touch here from Tupou. Yes, they have. But they were clunky in their attack in the first half, only scoring that 1 try with a lot of attacking possession.
Dragons got a little bit lucky there. Can't bite off too much against Daniel Tupou, given he's 8'4" and the wingspan of a 7'4'7". They begin through Murdoch-Masila. Charges hard there, runs towards Butcher. May was also involved, so was Radley. Try and slow things down. No set restart though. Sloan through the middle, lightweight fullback. It's hard sledding there. Little. Or Laurie. Jamming in was Angus Crichton from this left-hand side of the field. They're back within 10, midway through this set. So width now on that left-hand side. Flanagan, though, going back on the inside there for Couchman, testing out the defence of May. And stop him a couple short. Here is Hunt rubbering. Sewer pushing through. Still there. Keary missed it. Tedesco, he forces it.
Geez, right on the spot there, Tedesco. Keary had to turn around and chase. Looked like Jaden Sewer was going to get there. Beautifully weighted kick. A little bit of a help, a little bit of a push in the back there. Tedesco cleans up.
Limbering up. There's a bit of work. The trainer in the dressing room during half-time on that right thigh, the quad region. Waerea-Hargreaves, see how he fares when he gets back out there. Short one through the middle here from the Roosters, gave Tedesco a chance. Couchman in the front line, came up with it. Little, he finds Flanagan. The inside there for Sully, taking some stopping. Good tackle by Radley and also Lenu. Flanagan, Murdoch-Masila, here's Laurie. Around the legs was Butcher, still 5 metres away. Now Flanagan. Couchman once again. Tries his luck. Back towards the uprights. Nothing doing there, though. Now a chance for Hunt to find Sloan. Quick ball. Lomax kicks into a Rooster. Comes back to the Dragons. Not played at by Daniel Tupou, so this will still be the last. Interesting kick from Lomax. Here's Hunt. Leilua came through to put some pressure on them. There was Tupanua who had a chance. He hit the deck, and Ashley Klein will refer this as no try.
Is it Murdoch-Masila that gets over the stripe there? Good chase again, put the pressure on.
They pick the ball up.
Tupanua, as you said, does he have first grab at the football here?
Chase has been onside.
You see Leilua. The call from Ashley Klein was that he was a disruptor. He clattered into Walker.
Leilua, he is competing for the ball and only ends up in that position because of Sam Walker.
Well, the bunker, so far from what we've heard, seeing it differently to the referee. Watch this contact again. Walker standing his ground. Leilua goes over the top of him. Tupanua coming forward. I mean, Walker was there. Walker was a potential catcher of the ball.
He's reviewing this again, the bunker, just to make sure he gets it right.
I reckon Tupanua's going for the ball.
It falls from Murdoch-Masila. Now we're going back to the contact once again. Leilua was up very
ball
early.
then strikes Luciano Leilua, and he's picked up. The first breach is by the Sydney Roosters. We have a decision.
So Murdoch-Masila in an offside position there, picking the ball up closer to the line than where it contacted the back of Luciano Leilua. It will still be red lights.
They've retreated and they're not actually getting involved, so they're responding to what I'm saying, and the difference when you guys have been penalised, particularly for offside, is you've been involved. I believe they've been Out. Okay, so it's going to be a scrum here, guys. Let's go.
It's going to be a scrum and a knock-on against the Roosters for Tupanua getting the touch. Shane Flanagan was hopeful the bunker was going to overturn what Ashley Klein saw on field.
I'm a little confused after all that, but the Dragons have got the ball, and I don't mind the kick option there from Ben Hunt. On top of Sam Walker, forcing a back rower and Tupanua to catch. But here come the Dragons now.
A little off the scrum win finds Flanagan. They work 3-on-3 there. Walker does well, sliding to his right-hand side to wrap up his opposite number. Here is Murdoch Masilla. Hasn't scored for some time in the NRL. They play it here on top of the line. Back to Flanagan again. Here is Hunt. Laurie was a decoy, went through the line as it comes out the back instead to Jaden Sewer. Still plenty of pressure here on the Roosters. Midway through the set. From Little finds Laurie. Good pass to Hunt, then Leilua with that left arm poised for an offload. Wrapped up though by Sam Walker with Radley underneath. From Sewer, spins it back to Flanagan. We'll find Ben Hunt. And it comes to Sloan, the speed up against Keary, and a big fend as well. Now to Lomax. Comes away from the sideline to spin it back to Hunt. Here's Couchman. Runs towards Watson. And they're here at the 10 of the Roosters with one more play in this set. Fanned out to the left-hand side. Hunt looking towards Flanagan. He won't get the kick in. Good tackle by Walker, although it will be a penalty against the Roosters for a high tackle.
Again, big clump of possession here for the Dragons, attacking a high tackle here from Sam Walker and Kyle Flanagan. Now, the Dragons have been way too pass-centric when attacking the Roosters' goal line. Sloan had an opportunity to run the football. Little scored in the first half by running the ball. The Spine need to run the ball first.
See what they manage here in this set. Well, in the first half, so much possession for the Dragons inside the 20. It's Hunt. To Sloan again, the Roosters. Nobody coming out of the line. Everybody holding their position and spacing inside their own 10. Slow play the ball for Sloan. Couch. Here is Flanagan. Walker comes up. Good tackle on Leilua. Great hands. Sully to Pilotu.
Lost it.
The ball came free, but he thinks he got it down, and so does the referee.
Gee, that ball's spewed out there pretty quickly. Again, Leilua with the ability to stand in tackles and offload the football. That got the overlap. And the Saints, after having all the ball here for the last 5 minutes, look like they've got the try.
This is the play on the left-hand side. Great work from Luciano Leilua. The Harvey Norman replay. Victor Radley is in all sorts on the far touchline. That's a try. Maybe HIA concerns there from Radley. But this is great work from Luciano Leilua. A threat up against Sam Walker. That's the key. Gets Tupanua involved because of the running threat of Luciano Leilua. And that is a good finish from Tui Pilotu. Just having a look at this from Victor Radley.
Well, just launched himself, Radley, at Tuipulotu and made contact with the top of his head like a missile. But he is in all sorts of trouble, and that could well be game over given the condition he was in, sitting there beyond the touch-in goal line. Tuipulotu scores for the Dragons. And as opposed to what we saw here on Anzac Day, when it was an absolute brilliant victory by the Roosters, we've got a game on our hands here today.
Yeah, Victor Radley off the sideline. He looks like his afternoon is finished. But that is a powerful finish from Tui Pilotu. Just one-on-one there with Victor Radley. He didn't shirk his responsibility, went straight into it. Victor Radley hit him with everything out. He still had the power and the ability to get that ball down. Good finish.
Lomax here from just outside the 20, up against the sideline to make it a 2-point game with half an hour remaining on this huge occasion for the Sydney Roosters club. Strike is good, bending back, hits the upright, it's all the Thad. You hit the upright and they go in for points. Lomax does what Burton has done 2 weeks in a row. It's 14-12, the Roosters by 2.
Senior replay there, the running threat of Luciano Leilua up against Sam Walker. That means the rest of the defence of the edge of the Roosters collapse in because of the threat. It's good pass in there on the outside, and James Tedesco just checking on Victor Radley there.
Waerea-Hargreaves on the bike still, waiting for his chance to bring into the game. Radley, it could well be game over for him. A drink there, 6 stitches in the scalp. He missed the action in the first half. There was blood flowing down the face of Jared Waerea-Hargreaves after spending 10 minutes in the sin bin as well. Very much a JWH style of game here today.
Confirmation from the Roosters guys that Victor Radley is a Category 1, will not return this afternoon.
Thank you. No surprise there, Jake. Just confirming what we expected given his reaction on the ground there. Now Little jumping out of dummy half. And all this pressure telling on the Roosters here. Little ended up in an awkward position doing a somersault on the ground. So the replay show here. Coming on, he just really ducked his head there and almost head-butted the stomach of Spencer Leniu. And then Leniu swung him to ground.
I think Leniu let go on the way down there. Just an awkward position there from Little.
You'll have to play the ball.
I don't think there was any pressure on the back of his neck there. Leniu let go.
Just wait.
Just landed awkwardly. They're going to play on anyway, which is good.
The bunker checked it out. They gave it the all clear. And here is Hunt down the short side kicking. And the pressure there from Crichton. It's Tupou to make the catch. At the Roosters 20. Brings it back here. And they'll begin. We'll see what they can offer. They get a chance at the other end of the field. Dragons just dominating field position so far in this second half. Watson still there at dummy half for Brandon Smith. Right-hand side of the field, taking over from Radley. There he is now through the middle. Take it down within 35 off the Dragons line. 2 tries apiece, a penalty goal in the opening quarter hour. The difference at the moment. Walker with Crichton comes towards Hunt. Set restart here. Dragons offside on this right-hand side of the field. So Crichton plays it there. Hunt hanging on. Another set restart for slowing down the play. The ball, and Jennings. Oh, look at the try line for a moment. Denied only just. Crichton. He goes into wombat mode. Tries to use his weight to force his way in. Jennings feeded back here for Walker. Leniu lets the legs go. Was he taken high around the shoulders and no more, said Ashley Klein. He motioned that way as Little made the tackle. Keary, here's Collins, working his way in. The big front rower just would not be denied. Lovely inside ball from Luke Keary, and Collins gives the Roosters a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, when they needed something, they hit straight back. Collins, great run. Just got twisted in the tackle, kept his legs moving backwards. Somehow gets himself over. Just switching the point of attack there. The ball back on the inside. Straight through the middle. Look at Collins lining up here. Look on the outside, play back on the inside. Couldn't close the gate there, Little. Then the legs start moving. Backwards. Stretches out and slams the football down. That's a great hit back.
It's a great finish from a front rower, but this is where the improvement from Tyrell Sloan's game needs to come from defensively. He had an opportunity there to protect the ball. He didn't even focus on the football, and that's the key thing when getting the ball down on the ground for a try. So Lindsay Collins, great athletic put down, but Tyrell Sloan would like his chances over there again.
And Walker from beside the uprights to once again push it out to an 8-point lead. Just inside 27 minutes remaining. And he converts to make it 20 points to 12. A Sunday ticket right here at Allianz Stadium. Don't forget the 2024 NRL Telstra Premiership season. Well, what a beauty it has been. And you, of course, can get your tickets coming up on NRL.com/tickets. Secure your seats to any game. Going back to the bike, Waerea-Hargreaves with that gold number 8 to commemorate the occasion here today as he breaks the record of Mitch Orbison. That 306 game mark for the last 4 seasons. JWH going past him here today. So it's Lenu bringing it back here for the Roosters, and listen to the crowd. They're back in front by 8. They're desperate for a win on this great occasion for the club. And Lenu set them alight down that eastern side of the field. Watson, dummy half. Comes to May. 5 short of the halfway line for Watson. Showing it. Runs towards Little as well. Dummy half on that occasion. Here's Keary. Finds Crichton. Comes towards Hunt. Gets the ball away. Keary comes out to Tupou. Grabbed there by Sewer. Couchman had visions of taking him in to touch. He got to the ground just in time. Keary's kick. Tedesco chasing through, searching for the ball. Sloan beats everybody. Walker was thereabouts as well. They just put their heads down and forgot about where the ball was in its flight. Chance there for the Roosters down the left-hand side. For the Dragons now to work it away from inside their own 20. May ends up in the seat of his pants. Out there by Lomax. Time back on. Sue. Lull falls over the stadium for the moment after that surge down the field by the Roosters in the previous set. Really got them going. Little back at the halfway line. Still just 8 the difference here with loads of time on the clock for the Dragons. Hunt, pressure there from Lenu, looking back on the inside, the pass over the top. It looks forward. Play on is the call. Sully just hoofs it off the left boot. It'll end up in the right hand of Tupou. What a pickup that was, and he gets going quickly as well. Just an extendable right arm, reached out, plucked the ball, and got going to bring it back 10 to 15 metres off the back of it.
A good pickup here from Tupou, but that's a couple of times now on 5th play that Ben Hunt has had an opportunity to run, so he should be talking to Sloan to get in and around him on that 5th play. There might be an opportunity there for the Dragons.
There's Tedesco, fends away from Little. With the tackle though of Francis Molo, who's back on deck. Watching, interfered with, and played the ball there, so it is another set restart. Collins' try came off the back of repeat sets. Here's Tedesco and Keary out to Butcher. Keary coming into his own here in this second half, doing the ball playing, bringing big men onto it at speed. Here's Tupanua. Taken down just a metre out. 3 plays remaining as Young fired here all the way to Keary. He's got Lenu there as the first man option. He'll take it inside the 10 with nothing doing. 3-man tackle stopping his progress. Keary back on the inside from May this time. Couchman under pressure. May's gone close. They've got one more left from Watson. Here's Walker kicking. Crichton banks points off the brilliant kicking again of Sam Walker. His second try assist of the day. One off the left, this one off the right.
Short kicking game masterclass from Sam Walker in season 2024. Again, Tyrell Sloan not out of position a great deal, but you only have to be slightly out with the skills of Sam Walker. Steps off the left, back off to the right foot, kicks across his body, and Angus Crichton, who has done so many reps with Sam Walker's kicking game through training, recognises that he's halfback. When he does that, he normally kicks across the body, and Angus Crichton's been powerful today, but that's a good reward for a tough game today from Angus.
Yeah, I like the way that they've been shortening up the defensive line. We saw just a little while ago Collins score back on the inside. Tyrell May went awfully close there with the ball back on the inside. The quick play the ball. Walker with the grubber kick in and behind. Angus Crichton, how good is he going? Gets over the stripe again. That's the 8th try of the season. Try scoring machine, but what about the touch there from Walker? So good.
The thing about it, Block, is once Walker steps off the left-hand side, it stops all the defenders, including Tyrell Sloan. And when you've got the skill of Walker to kick across your body, that means Angus Crichton has the run, has the advantage. It stops the Dragons' defence, but his left edge back rower, Angus Crichton, powers through and gets there.
Walker to convert. Just continuing on what he's done all season. And just terrorising the Dragons again, as he did right here on Anzac Day back in round 8. Will make it beyond 2 converted tries, the difference. Striker right to the left-hand side. That's a real rank pull by Sam Walker. He's been such a good striker of the ball so far this season. It stays at 24-12.
And Sam Walker did it on Anzac Day, and he's doing it again here. 2 try assists off the boot. The first one for Victor Radley, and this one, that was off the left. This one off the right for his other back rower, Angus Crichton. So doing it on both sides of the field this afternoon, Sam Walker.
Straight, Zach.
Quite midway through this second half. They'll make it 3 for 3 for wins on the occasion of Jared Waerea-Hargreaves bringing up major milestones in his career. Here's Leniu again, bringing it back, almost back to the 30. What a carry. He's just revving up for game 3 at Suncorp Stadium.
What a crowd reaction too. The Bulldogs fan love it when Matt Burton's boot goes off, but the Roosters fans love Spencer Leniu off kickoff runs. Have a look at this. That is terrifying.
Shoulder there from Tuipulotu. Kyle Flanagan had his hands full as well. You see a very rare occasion of Jared Smiley. He's done plenty of that throughout his career. And it's the rarest thing to see somebody playing it. The first tackle almost back at the 30 in the restart. So Keary, he'll kick, great field position. They're really in the ascendancy at the moment. Lomax with the catch, but he's on top of his own line when he'll play it here in a corner of the field as well.
Yeah, it's amazing effort here from the Roosters. When you had a look at it 37 minutes in the first half, the Dragons got themselves back into the game. Then to the first scorers of the second half, and the Roosters just put the foot down, scored a couple of tries, and just go further in front.
Real chance there taken by Flanagan. The long ball out to Luciano Leilua. Get themselves out of trouble off the back of it, so it's worked out. Slow now. 15 short of the halfway line. Tackle 4 right there. There's DeBella working with his fellow front row, and Francis Molo, who brings it back to almost the halfway line. Last play, though, for the Dragons. Manu Brown is out there, feeding it for Hunt. The kick down towards Tedesco. No pressure. The former New South Wales skipper. He'll bounce off the tackle there of Flanagan and brings it back beyond the 20 for the home side. Tupou. Eddie Young. Get the hands full out there on that far side of the field defensively, the Dragons. If it's not Leniu, it's Dominic Young. And now Tupanua. It's a 3-prong assault for the Roosters down that right edge. And Butcher to the halfway line, just like that. Little the player coming from the field for the Dragons with Brown out there now. Tedesco, short ball for Crichton. Stopped by Hunt and also Sewer. One more here. The Bondi boys. As Keary puts it in the air. Walker looking up. Sloan will beat him to the ball. He'll be grabbed over by Collins and also Walker. And they'll try and frog march him back to the in goal. An urgent call of hell from the referee, Ashley Klein. Stops their ambitions there as now Lomax. Well handled here by the Roosters. And considered just the 2 tries today, and their defence will be equally as pleasing to Trent Robinson, who loves defence. We'll talk defence for hours and give him the occasion. They've been great again here today. Sewer bouncing off the tackle of Keary. Play it just short of the 40 as Brown waits. Comes across to Flanagan. Here's Molo. They've got themselves out of trouble. Still plenty of time on it, but at some point they might need to take a couple of risks. Here is Hunt doing exactly that on the last. He fired a ball which hit Jack DeBellin square between the eyes. Now Tedesco in behind everybody. It's a race Couchman trying to get to him. Tedesco runs away. He scores for the Roosters.
Well, what about how alert he is all the time? They try and rush Ben Hunt. He takes the option to run, throws a miracle ball back in the inside, hits one of his players on the head. Straight away, scoops it up. Awareness there from Tedesco. Sprints away to score the try. Couchman did well to try and chase him down. Here it is, off his melon. Look at the scoop up right there on play. Straight away, Collins. Look at the awareness there of Tedesco. He knows something's doing. Straight through, they can't make the tackle, and away he goes.
Look, it's the old Falcon assist there from the Dragons. The pass back inside, and I'll tell you what, I love the effort of Lindsay Collins here. This is the bounce off the head of DeBellin. Most front rowers aren't in this position first and foremost. Secondly, they don't look to get up and play straight away. He looks to pass to Tedesco and sets him away. That is a great effort from Lindsay Collins. The crowd are up in the grandstand just supporting James Tedesco, but pressure first. Great work from Lindsay Collins, and Tedesco delivers.
He just has that happy knack, Lindsay Collins, and it comes through effort and a massive motor of being in the right place at the right time, whether it's for the Roosters or for the Queensland Maroons. He's there to clean up the loose ball, flip it to Tedesco, and he does the rest with a long race to the line.
Well, you know what he'll love about this? Spencer Leniu gets another chance to line up to take the kickoff. That's been a highlight.
I'd be kicking the other way, Blocker.
Walker with 2 more points. It's 30 points to 12 here, 16 and a half remaining on the occasion of Jared Waerea-Hargreaves' 307th record-breaking game for the Foundation Club. He's got the mouthguard in hand, and the ovation he gets when he returns to the field will be enormous. Spencer Leniu, he's prowling that corner of the field like he's a wrestler.
He's made 400 metres from kick returns.
He wants it.
Give it to him.
He's demanding it, and they go to that side again. Strap yourselves in. They bypass Spencer Leniu. The crowd boos the Roosters. They wanted Spencer. Held trick shot. Will spread to the left-hand side, and here is Crichton, who brings it back to the 30. Maybe Spencer knew that was the play all along, and he was just revving up the crowd. Now May. Here he is, getting a chance. He beats Flanagan, who wants to try and stop him next. He runs to Couchman. Good tackle by the rookie back rower. Watson at a dummy half. Takes them back into Dragons territory. 4 tackles gone. Tedesco out of dummy half. He really senses there's a chance to pile on some points here, as they did on Anzac Day. Last tackle on Watson. Comes back to Keary. Pressure here on Lomax. Tupou is there, taps it backwards. Crichton over the head. That was clever. Jennings back to Walker. Set restart. 6 more tackles for the Roosters. Jennings realises that, and now they can really apply the screws.
Gee, they've got a couple of gears, haven't they? The Roosters, last 10 minutes, they've really lifted.
May in the middle of the field. Stopped there by Molo, and also Leilua. 30 points to 12, looking for more right here. Keary sees a space. Good tackle there by far. Manu Brown comes back to May, offloads it. Watson, Collins for a second try. He got there. Did he get it down? The referee thinks no.
I want to have a look at his reaction. He's an honest man. No, he's saying I didn't get it down. Collins.
Take it back.
Let's get on with it, he wants to.
Move closer, Jack. Time on. Go 3.
No bunk up. They can just smoke them if they've got them, because it's play on without a look. Lindsay Collins said, don't worry. Butcher playing it. Comes back to Walker. And goes to his way in. Pops it out the back. Watson is there. Now to Terrell May. Thought about linking with Crichton. Now he does. Something of an afterthought. Runs towards the uprights. Backing his way there with DeBellin and Leilua in tow. Watson. Delayed pass. Keary. Good hands. Tedesco. Jennings for Tupou. Simple stuff on this left-hand side of the field. The ball took an age to get out there, but once they kept it going through the hands, they suddenly found the extra man.
Yeah.
Daniel Tupou scores another Roosters try.
Yeah, I love what Michael Jennings did there. They've had plenty of football, the Roosters. He got held up over the line, Collins. Watch this pass here. There's Collins nearly going over. Gets held up, plays on straight away. Wants to get on with it. They come out the left-hand side. Watch this pass. This is experience. Beautiful stuff there from Jennings. Straight on. And they're in again, the Roosters. They've found another gear, as I said. They've upped the tempo. They've gone a lot quicker. The Dragons just can't go with them.
Yeah, they're going for the juggler right now, the Roosters, and they are powerful. It's Spencer Leniu, it's Angus Crichton running through the middle, and then the skill and the combination work of Kiri Walker and Tedesco just really putting the polish on the end of these good sets. And the worrying sign for the Dragons, there's 7 losses this year. When they lose big. So they fall off to the back end of games and contests. And know what happened here on Anzac Day. So the Roosters up and about want to celebrate one of their greatest players ever in JWH. They want to put the foot down and keep going here. The Dragons need to stand up those last 13, 12 minutes.
Remarkable to think the Dragons got themselves back within 2 points. Doesn't seem that long ago. Scored a try through Tuipulotu. It's 14-12. It's been all the Roosters from that point on. 3 tries in the last 12 minutes of the game. Make it 4 tries in the last 12 minutes of the game. And with number 5 in hand, he's coming back on. Of course, the Knights, they're next on the road against the Raiders down there in Canberra. Second game of 2 right here on the Sunday ticket. Waiting for a moment. It's JWH on the sideline, 36 points to 12. 12 and a half minutes remaining. He's going to go 3 for 3 in the big milestone games in this remarkable 2024 campaign for the 16 season front rower. He's back out there now. Crowd tells you all you need to know.
And straight into the action, I'll bet.
Goal number 8 on his back to commemorate the occasion. Here he is, had some work on that right quad in the dressing room at halftime. 6 stitches as well to that cut. Suffered in the first half. That's after he was in the sin bin as well. A busy afternoon. You'd expect no less. Here's Tedesco, bypasses Waerea-Hargreaves, put pressure there on Kiri. It was well read by Ben Hunt. He got up and forced the ball from the Roosters 5-8. So the Dragons have it here on their own side of halfway. They're in a big, big hole, though, aren't they? 24 points in arrears and only 11 minutes remaining. Molo plays. Eisenhuth comes across to Leilua. Spencer Leniu. He gets a nice hand after coming from the field himself. Boy, do you reckon he enjoyed himself out there today? Hunt for Sloan, back on the inside there for Fionney, runs towards Kiri, good tackle underneath. Jennings over the top, helping out Crichton. It's Hunt. Brings Molo as they work their way ever so slowly up towards the 20 here. 4 tackles gone. Now Brown feeds it across to Hunt. Here's Flanagan. Players in motion out the back. Suli a juggle. Beat Tupanua. Walker had his hands full. Comes back to Leilua. Put himself back onside. It's play on here for the Dragons. He's been left on the ground. A smile on Jared's face. Luciano will play it. We'll come back to that in a moment as Hunt kicks out wide. Lomax was there. So was Sloan. Tupou, though, taller than everybody, reels it in for the Roosters.
Yeah, Hargreaves just stalking one of his pro victims again for a moment, but that was great defensive work from Tupou because the Dragons have brought Lomax infield for the kick, and Tupou realised that and came in and pulled the ball over the top of Michael Jennings. There's Hargreaves on Luciano Leilua.
Wrapping motion there. Wait and see if there's anything to worry about in regards to that contact after being placed in the sin bin. A tackle in the first half. Plays it there as Watson shows it on the left-hand side. Takes it back across the halfway line. We're inside the final 10 here as Walker will kick. In behind Tuipulotu, coming forward. Sloan, an awkward catch. Well, Tuipulotu was leaving that for his fullback, but boy, it was a big run for Sloan to get across there, and he's on his knees praying as he made the catch. Good grab by the fullback. And the Dragons from their own end. Look at again, sliding a long way there on his knees like he was celebrating a goal in the Euro 2024s. Eisenhuth brings it across the field. He'll play a 10 short here of the halfway line. Brown waits. He finds Hunt. This time a chip in behind them. Gets the bounce he was hoping for as well. Sloan is there. A second kick. Walker trying to clean it up. Gets a nice bounce. Under pressure there from Flanagan behind him. Clever piece of play by Ben Hunt, and it's all the tricks he can produce at the moment.
Yeah, great work from Ben Hunt, and then the follow-up effort from Tyrell Sloan. But just watch the effort here of the Roosters defenders. They get there, Lindsay Collins on Ben Hunt, and then Sam Walker from the other side of the field comes and saves the day.
Worked out better for the Dragons than the old face ball, quite literally. Fired off the head of Jack de Belin. And led to the Tedesco try. Watson finds Crichton. He's working in behind the 40. Michael Maguire, New South Wales coach, watching the closing minutes of all these games with his fingers and toes crossed, praying for no more injuries as the kick here. Find the open spaces. Sloan coming across. Looking across the 10. Grabbed there by Collins. Yes. Leading the chase once again for the Roosters. He's a marvel.
Mate, he's unbelievable. You're talking about engines and players. Collins is everywhere. Does the unthinkable a lot of times in games. Seen it here this afternoon. Great chase again.
Lomax across the field here. Work it away from the 30. Sloan there waiting at dummy half, looking to his right-hand side where de Belin shows it to Murdoch-Masila, who's back out there. A cameo here at the end of the game. Now Lomax. A huge boot on him. What a spiral that is. Take that, Dom Young. He'll watch it bounce, and it won't be a friendly bounce for the Dragons. They'll go dead. Shane Flanagan has come down to the sideline. He wants to see his team finish off this game. They might be beaten already. He wants to make sure this doesn't blow out as it did here on the 25th of April.
Yeah, the improvement of the Dragons this year has come through the forward pack and their physicality and their line speed defensively. But at different stages, the power running of the Roosters have broken down that wall bit by bit. That's the reason why they've conceded 36 points here today.
Ethan King now with an interchange card in hand. About to back his NRL debut, the 21-year-old. From an NRL player, and Andrew King. His uncle, of course, and the coaching staff here at the Roosters in Matt King, who presented his jersey to him. What an occasion to make your debut. The fullback will fill in on the left wing as Daniel Tupou gets an early mark here. The Roosters go down the right-hand side.
You got Jared Waerea-Hargreaves playing game 307, and young Ethan King, jersey number 18, representing his family, gets game 1.
Great day, though, to make a debut off the bench. They beat the Dragons for the second time this season. The kick from Kieran. Down the Lomax. Crichton, boy, their kick chase has been enormous today. Crichton this time is ticking all the boxes right to the full-time siren. Takes it away from the sideline, but he stopped here well inside the 10. 2 tackles gone. Now they look up, and boy, they're there to meet them once again. Tuipulotu saw red, white and blue jumpers everywhere. It's been such an impressive defensive performance from the team who came into this game first on the ladder for points scored. The best in the NRL, the Roosters, to this point of the season, with 30 points per game. They were the third best defensive team also. That is ominous for the likes of the Storm and the Panthers and the other challengers for the title this season. Brown. Now Flanagan. They work it through Leilua. Here Suli puts a kick in. Tedesco is there though. Lets it bounce another time before he looks up. Running behind Walker and give away a penalty. They round him up there. Just over 4 minutes remaining. There's going to be a big presentation here to Jared Waerea-Hargreaves beyond full time, of course. We've got the Raiders and the Knights coming up beyond this on the Sunday ticket. The Roosters next 5. They have the bye. And then what a blockbuster that will be. Round 20, Melbourne Storm down there at Amy Park taking on the Roosters. They've got the Seagulls, the Dolphins, and then the last of their byes beyond that as well. They are well placed for another assault. A premiership, having won 3 already under the coaching of Trent Barrett. Knocked on there by Brandon Smith in the dummy half roll. And with players moving on, such as Jared Waerea-Hargreaves and Luke Keary, it would be almost fitting if they go deep into the finals once again, Cooper.
I think the good thing for Roosters fans is that their game is in order at a better time. Remember last year they were struggling, trying to find consistency. Caught fire at the back end of the year, but ran out against the Melbourne Storm. But this year I feel like when you say best attacking team, but the defence have been the 3rd best defensive team. I think that's the improvement of the Roosters. And they're feeling confident by the way that they're playing.
Yeah, I think the experience of the young fellas too. They've had to play a lot of players this season too. That'll tell at the back end of the season for them. Hope they can get their best team on the field.
Here's Ethan King, fresh on the field, under pressure there from Sloane. A kick from the scrum, and Ethan King takes it dead. It's a rub on the head from Sam Walker, veteran that he is, as Hunt puts a kick in behind. Sloane on the chase. Just gave King too much of a head start there, and he did well.
Chased down that ball, and now he's taken his first hit up in NRL, Ethan King.
A bit of rain coming down here, but it won't spoil the party this afternoon. King heads back out towards the left wing, but known as a fullback coming through the lower grades. As we mentioned, beyond full time. Stay with us right here on Fox League on the Sunday ticket. Raiders at home, massive game for them, also for the Knights as it gets very congested through the middle of the table. And has run towards the finals in 2024. Keary, Crichton out the back, Tedesco looking for King. He got there, just missed the kick ever so slightly. He's tackled inside the 20. Jennings fitted to Walker, not a great pass. There's May, trying to step away from Eisenhout. Walker. Awkward looking pass there. No more than flat. And it's Jennings inside the 10. One more for the Roosters. Looking for a try here to reach 40 points. Now Jennings left on the ground. There's a bit of contact here as he was going to ground. Over the top, there certainly was. Putting a forearm there of Jaden Sewer right on the jaw.
And that one might be on report too.
Ashley Klein listening in to the bunker at the moment. Looks like it's going to be no more than being placed on report.
A full set of 6 here for the Roosters. I just saw Sam Walker and Luke Keary having a conversation. This is the time where the trick shot comes out here, Blocker.
There's going to be a crash ball here at some stage in this set, surely, for the man of the hour in JWH.
Jennings is going off HIA by the look of it.
Saying the trick shot for the starting front row, Warren.
Brandon Smith searching out, little inside ball crashing out of the black dot for the front rower in game 307. Let's see how the crystal ball is working today. So Jennings, his job is done. Here is Jared, no inside pass though. Simple stuff there. They'll lock him up and then reach off the line. And he'd bring the house down if he could score here. From Keary, Butcher back on the inside. Tedesco keeps him alive. Tupanua stepping his way in. There's one to celebrate with. Filling it in the centres today. Satili Tupanua scores against the Dragons, and they've cracked the 40-point barrier against them for the 2nd time this year.
Well, you've got to think this game is in the wings, start of the 2nd half. It's been a dominant performance at the back end here. Just the power and strength of the Roosters. Tupanua gets over the stripe. Got all sorts of options, haven't they? the ability to stand in the tackle, number of scorers, attack on both sides of the field. And the Roosters just finish it off well.
Yeah, there hasn't been a bad play here this afternoon for the Roosters, and Tupanua has done a great job defensively up and up, marking up against Moses Suli, and he's pumped up with that try because it was the out to in play from Butcher to Tedesco created the space, and as the rain comes down, it's good ability and skill to offload the ball to get the ball in the hands of Tupanua.
With that try, you add up, of course, the 60 they scored on Anzac Day. 100 points by the Roosters in 2 games against the Dragons this season. Last time they did that, scoring 102 games against the one team, was the Broncos back in 2020 when they put on big scores against the Broncos, who were struggling at that stage. Before that, they did it several times back in 1935. That great team, which of course featured the premier try scorer maybe of all times, given the few games he played and the tries he scored, Dave Brown, one of the greats for this foundation club. So it's a rare day in many ways for the Roosters. Sam Walker, we heard the crowd finding its voice at the other end of the field. It's because Jared Waerea-Hargreaves is on the dead ball line, getting a massive reception from the fans at the southern end.
Thought they wanted to give him a shot.
Listen to this. Walker's kick is good, but the chant has gone up for Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. He's been the ultimate warrior for the Roosters. Today, he became the ultimate Rooster. 307 games. The record breaker, taking over from Mitch Orbison. And for the 3rd time this season, he brings up a milestone occasion with a big win for his club.
Yeah, for a club that's been around since 1908, Jared Waerea-Hargreaves becomes the most capped player in their history, and he's done it in the toughest position block up, one of the toughest to ever done it, and he deserves the accolades that's going to come his way.
Yeah, you can just see the response from his teammates too. Just have a look at that, just all around Jared. He's got great respect, not only from his own teammates, but the whole game. Well done. Played was as tough as ever today.
Yes, he did. With a sin-binning 6 stitches. Blood flowing down his face in the first half as well. And they've taken down the Dragons 42 points to 12. It's only fitting, it seems.